And ABC News Deputy Political Director Avery Harper, also White House correspondent MaryAlice Parks joins me now, along with ABC's Morgan Norwood there at Trump's Mar-a-Lago estate. So, Avery, before we get to Trump's announcement, Senator Mitch McConnell has easily defeated Florida Senator Rick Scott in his challenge for the GOP minority leader. So, what does this mean now for the future of Senate Republicans?
Right. Well, this was definitely something that was expected. Rick Scott, the senator from Florida, he did attempt to challenge McConnell, but he is also the chair of the Senate's campaign arm for Republicans. And so fresh off of these midterm losses, it was going to be a tough sell for Senator Scott to convince other Republicans that he was the man for the job.
And Morgan, let's get back to Trump now. What's the mood like there at Mar-a-Lago where you are following the announcement? He seemed to be a little more subdued last night, not his normal self.
Yeah, you remember the excitement we saw from yesterday right outside of Mar-a-Lago, that throng of people descending on the Trump estate there. But, you know, we saw the Trump flags flying. We even saw the banners flying from overhead as well. And you heard the music. We saw the protesters protesting the media yesterday as well. So there's a sense of excitement here on the ground, especially in Florida. Not surprising, right? We're talking about a state in which Trump won back in 2020, also a Republican stronghold. But I get the sense, and John Carl talked about this in his piece as well, you know, Republicans are having to take a hard look. You know, they're at this fork in the road, and they've got to decide whether they want to go back down this road with former President Donald Trump, a candidate in which many say incited those riots on the Capitol on January 6th, a candidate who comes with a slew of criminal and civil investigations. And now they're at this crossroads, and they have to decide whether they want to throw their support back behind Trump. So a lot of discussions likely taking place, but that's the sense that I get, at least from the Republican Party.
Okay, and MaryAlice, President Biden tweeted a video after Trump's announcement. Has the 2024 campaigning begun? Is Biden running for re-election? What are your thoughts?
Yeah, Kira, that's the million-dollar question here in Washington. There are Democrats around the country that are eager to know the answer to that. You can imagine if he's not running, we could see a huge open primary on the Democratic side. But President Biden continues to say publicly that it is still his intention to run. And it was really interesting and notable that he put out that video on his personal Twitter account last night, weighing in on this big night where Trump was announcing his candidacy, weighing in and saying that from his perspective, the former president is a threat to democracy, a threat to the country. President Biden clearly did not want that night to go unanswered from Democrats.
And just real quickly, MaryAlice, we are definitely in for some surprises when you say moving forward, because you have the red wave that wasn't, and now you have Trump making his announcement, and you're seeing some unusual, well, I guess not really unusual, but some division here among parties that we didn't see prior to midterms. So there's a lot to look forward to. It's going to be an interesting time the next 2 years.
Absolutely. The president and Democrats have more political capital right now. There was a big question about whether they were going to hold the Senate. They did. A big question about whether they would have serious, big-time losses in the House. They did not. Even if Republicans keep the House, which they likely will, we're talking about a majority of only a couple of votes. That's going to make it so hard for Republicans to govern there in the House. And I think we have to watch all of that very closely, Kira.
Yeah, and Avery will be watching closely, Morgan and you, and we will be talking a lot coming up. Ladies, thank you so much.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.